Welcome to General Mind. Today our topic is about rainbows.
A rainbow is an arc-shaped band of colors in the sky. It's one of nature's most beautiful spectacles and can be seen all over the world. But have you ever wondered how a rainbow forms? Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into the science behind rainbows and find out just how they form themselves. Rainbows are formed when sunlight is refracted or bent through water droplets in the atmosphere. When this happens, the different wavelengths of light are separated, creating a spectrum of colors. Here's a closer look at how it all works. And if you were to look at many water droplets all lined up side by side, you would see a full rainbow. When light waves hit a water droplet, they create ripples on the surface of the droplet. These ripples spread out in circles. And if you think about the different colors of light as having slightly different sized waves, you can see that the red light creates the largest ripples, and the blue light creates the smallest ripples. Because the ripples spread out in circles, they eventually form a complete circle. And since each color of light makes its own ripples, we end up with a circular rainbow. Of course it does, and actually look like this in real life, because there is no single water droplet that contains all the colors of the rainbow. Instead, each individual water droplet only reflects one color. But when millions or even billions of water droplets are suspended in the air at the same time, we can see a full rainbow. This means that the light bounces off the back surface of the droplet and heads back towards the sky. After the light is reflected, it's refracted again as it leaves the water droplet and enters the air. This is because the water droplets need to be between the observer and the sun in order to reflect and refract the light. So if the sun is in the east, the rainbow will be in the west. And if the sun is in the west, the rainbow will be in the east. This time, the light is bent away from the surface of the water droplet. So next time you see a rainbow, take a moment to appreciate the science that's happening right before your eyes. First, we need some sunshine. Without sunlight, there would be no rainbow. The sun's rays enter a water droplet and are refracted, meaning they're bent at an angle. This happens because light travels slower in water than it does in air. But we haven't talked about how we get a whole bunch of different colors. Remember that light is made up of different wavelengths, which correspond to different colors. When the light is refracted and reflected inside the water droplet, the different wavelengths are separated, meaning that the red light stays in the water droplet for longer than the blue light. This is because blue light travels faster through water than red light does. As a result, the red light is reflected and refracted more than the blue light is. And by the time the light exits the water droplet, the red light has been bent. So much that it's now at an angle of 42 degrees with respect to the original ray of sunlight, whereas the blue light is only at an angle of 25 degrees. When the light slows down, it changes direction and bends towards the surface of the water droplet. Next, the light is reflected inside the water droplet. So far, we've talked about what happens to one ray of sunlight as it enters a single water droplet and emerges as a bent, slightly wider ray of light. This means that if you were to look at a water droplet from the side, you would see a red arc and a blue arc. The reason why rainbows are circular is because of the way that light waves interact with water droplets. It's important to note that rainbows are always opposite the sun. Rainbows are a truly amazing natural phenomenon. They're a reminder of the beauty and wonder that can be found in everyday things.